Okay, so have you ever found yourself, like, really excited to start something new, maybe a fitness thing, learning a language, I don't know, a project?
Oh, absolutely. That initial burst of energy.
Right. And then it just fizzles out. Maybe in days, sometimes even, like, hours.
Yeah, we've all been there. It's frustrating.
It really is. And you kind of wonder, why do some people just absolutely crush their goals
Yeah.
and keep going, while others, well, they seem stuck, just starting over and over?
Mm.
Well, the answer isn't some secret formula. It's not really about raw talent or even that fleeting motivation we mentioned. It's something much more fundamental.
That's what we're digging into today.
Exactly. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the core principles behind, well, consistency, self-discipline, and actually making progress that lasts.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to unpack these really critical insights from some compelling motivational wisdom. We want to reveal those, like, nuggets of knowledge that really separate the people who stick with it from those who just, start.
And what's great about this material, I think, is that it's not just theory, right? It
Yeah.
really challenges a lot of the common ideas we have about success.
Mm.
It gives you practical, actionable stuff, things anyone can use to make real, sustainable changes in their life.
So it's not just the what, but the why.
Exactly. This deep dive should help you understand not just what you need to do, but crucially, why these principles actually work and why they're so powerful.
Okay, let's unpack this central idea first.
Yeah.
The unsung hero here is consistency.
Right.
It's not about that big initial splash of enthusiasm or, waiting for inspiration to strike. It's the real foundation, the bedrock of success that actually lasts.
Yeah, the sources put it really well, don't they? Something like, inspiration is like the wind.
It comes fast and leaves even faster.
Yeah.
You can't build a house on the wind, but you can build a future on steady actions repeated day in and day out. I love that.
It really captures it. And it's worth thinking about why consistency beats inspiration or even talent or luck.
Why is it more powerful?
Well, it's described as this quiet, persistent discipline. It doesn't rely on your emotions. You know how most people start something new? Huge excitement.
Right, like full speed ahead.
But then life inevitably pushes back. Maybe it's just a cold morning or a stressful day at work, a small setback.
And suddenly that feeling is gone.
Exactly. And they start postponing. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Consistency is basically the antidote to that whole emotional roller coaster.
So it's the strength to keep going even when you're tired or bored.
Or when things just aren't going your way. Yeah.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. When you act consistently, you start building this new kind of self-trust.
That's a great way to put it.
Every time you push past that little voice saying, nah, not today, every time you keep that promise to yourself, you're proving, maybe just silently, but really powerfully, hey, I'm someone I can actually count on.
Mm-hmm.
And once that self-trust really clicks in,
Mm-hmm.
everything changes. You stop waiting for motivation or for someone else to push you. You become the force.
You see it all the time with, really successful people, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs.
They don't wake up bouncing off the walls every single day, right?
Definitely not. The difference is they still show up, they do the training, they do the writing, they make the calls, even on the bad days.
Even when no one's watching or cheering them on.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just a nice idea. It's like the principle of compounding, right? In action.
Oh, yeah, that 1% improvement thing.
Right. A tiny 1% improvement each day doesn't just add up linearly. It compounds. Over a year, it's not 365% better. It's like over 37 times better.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. That's the power of small, consistent effort that we often just don't see intuitively. Your efforts at the start, they might seem invisible, like a tiny snowball.
You do the right thing today, see nothing.
Right. But do it again tomorrow and the next day. That repetition builds momentum. Consistency is that essential push that gets everything moving.
And it's not some magic gift.
No, absolutely not. It's a skill. It's a choice. And like any muscle, the more you practice consistency, the stronger it gets.
So you don't have to start big.
Not at all. Start tiny. Something so small you almost can't fail. 5 minutes of reading, 1 push-up. You're not doing it because it's fun, maybe, but because it sends a message to your brain.
This is who I am now.
Precisely. Repeat it enough, your brain starts to believe it, and then you start acting from that new identity almost automatically.
Just thinking about that snowball rolling makes me want to start something right now. But then that other feeling kicks in.
Ah, yes. The familiar one.
Let's talk about procrastination. It's so common, isn't it? And the sources have an interesting take. It's not just being lazy.
No, it's framed more as your brain's defense mechanism. a bit misguided, maybe.
How so?
Well, it's essentially your, like, primal brain trying to shield you from discomfort or challenge, uncertainty, maybe overwhelm.
So it steers you towards the easy thing, like scrolling on your phone instead of tackling that big report.
Exactly. Instant gratification wins over long-term gain, which makes procrastination this silent thief of success.
Silent thief. I like that. It doesn't shout. It just kind of seeps in.
Yeah, into all those little decisions, keeping you perpetually in that I'll start someday zone. But someday.
Someday never quite arrives.
And one of its sneakiest disguises, perfectionism.
Ah, perfectionism. It sounds so virtuous, doesn't it? I just want it to be perfect.
Right. But often it's described as the most deceptive mask procrastination wears. It becomes an excuse, a really good excuse to avoid the risk of failing.
So while you're waiting for the perfect moment or for you to be perfect.
Others are already out there, starting, making mistakes, learning, and actually getting somewhere.
Yeah. The key shift then, according to these sources, is pursue progress, not perfection.
That's the mantra. Done is better than perfect when perfect never gets done. Hits hard, right?
It really does. Okay, so how do we fight back? How do we deal with these silent thieves? The sources have some really practical stuff.
Yeah, very actionable.
First up, start small. The 5 minutes rule. Just commit to 5 minutes. That's it. Momentum often takes over after that.
That one's a lifesaver for me.
Yeah.
Seriously. Just 5 minutes, it breaks the spell.
Me too. Some days starting feels impossible, but just 5 minutes. Okay, I can do that. Second, artificial deadlines.
Yes. Setting your own cutoff points.
Yeah, maybe tell someone about it. Schedule it like it's a non-negotiable appointment. Adds a bit of pressure.
Healthy pressure. Third, environment control. This is huge.
Oh, definitely. Turning off notifications, closing tabs, cleaning your desk, maybe even putting your phone in another room.
Makes a massive difference. Detox your space, direct your focus. Fourth, the 2-minute rule.
Simple but effective. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now.
Right. No debating. And for bigger things, break off a 2-minute starting chunk.
Again, it lowers that mental barrier to entry.
Exactly. And finally, accountability.
Tell someone what you're doing.
Yeah. Apparently just knowing someone's kind of checking in or expecting it can, like, double your chances of actually doing it.
That makes sense. It adds that external layer.
And what's really empowering in all this is the reminder that motivation doesn't precede action, it follows it.
Right. You don't wait to feel motivated to act. You act, and then you feel motivated.
Exactly. Action, even tiny action, creates momentum. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just do the first small thing.
And every time you beat procrastination, even on a small task, you're building up that self-trust again.
That invisible asset, yeah. It compounds, just like consistency. It's incredibly powerful over time.
Okay, so you've decided. You're going to be consistent. You're going to tackle procrastination. You start, and then almost immediately there's this thing that pushes back.
Resistance. The invisible enemy.
Yeah, the sources call it that. An energy, a force that rises every time you attempt something meaningful.
It doesn't usually show up like some big monster, though. It's more subtle.
How does it show up then?
It's those familiar whispers, right? You can do it later. You're tired today. Take a break. Just skipping one day won't hurt anything.
Ugh. Yes. That voice, so insidious.
It really is, and makes you wonder, does it ever actually go away? Can you beat it completely?
What do the sources say?
Well, the consensus seems to be, no, it never truly goes away. But, and this is the important part, you can learn to outmaneuver it.
Okay, how? What does it feed on?
Good question. It seems to thrive on 3 main things: delay, fear, and lack of clarity.
Delay, fear, lack of clarity. Makes sense.
Yeah. The fuzzier your goals are, the more drained you feel, the easier it is for resistance to just pull you off course. So beating it isn't about muscling through necessarily. It's about being smarter, being strategic.
Okay, so if this enemy is always kind of lurking, what's the strategy? What's the blueprint for outmaneuvering it?
First strategy, clarity and specificity. Get crystal clear.
So instead of, I need to write today,
Make it, I will write 500 words between 8 and 9 a.m. Or instead of, I should exercise more.
I'll walk for 20 minutes right after breakfast.
Exactly. The more specific, the less wiggle room resistance has.
Yep.
Second, lower the starting threshold.
Back to starting small.
Yep. Resistance is strongest right before you start. So tell yourself, okay, just 5 minutes. That first tiny action breaks the inertia. It's the most powerful antidote we have.
Got it. Action beats inaction. Third,
Commitment over emotion. This is key. Resistance loves to tell you to wait until you feel ready.
which might be never.
Right. The sources remind us you will never feel fully ready. So anchor yourself to your commitment, not your mood.
Like that little voice saying, skip the gym, the couch is calling.
We all have it. The trick is to just notice it, acknowledge it maybe, but don't obey it. Stick to the plan. Fourth, identify your personal patterns.
Know thyself, essentially.
Pretty much, when do you usually give in? What triggers your distractions? Observe yourself without judgment. Once you know your weak spots, you can create countermoves.
Like changing where you work or, leaving the phone somewhere else.
Simple things can make a big difference. And finally, number 5, use emotional cues.
What does that mean?
Before you start a task you're dreading, ask yourself, how awesome will I feel once this is done? Connect the action to the positive feeling of completion. Our brains like pleasure, right? Use that.
Harness the reward anticipation. Clever.
And look, this is where challenges really test your commitment. There will be days resistance feels overwhelming, like this heavy fog. Nothing seems to work.
The blind zone of progress.
That's what they call it. You're doing all the right things, but the results aren't visible yet. Like planting a seed, you water it, but the ground looks the same for a while.
It's easy to think nothing's happening.
Very easy. But don't mistake that silence for failure. Big changes often start quietly, underground. The breakthrough only comes if you stick around.
So when you feel like quitting,
That's the critical moment. Develop an anti-quitting reflex. Notice those thoughts, I can't do this, it's too hard. But observe them, don't just obey them.
don't ask, how do I get motivated again?
Ask, what's just one small thing I can commit to doing right now to stay on track? That tiny action is your way through the fog.
Okay, so this is all making sense. We've got consistency, tackling procrastination, outsmarting resistance. What does this actually look like day to day? How do we make it stick?
This is where we shift gears a bit, moving from relying purely on willpower,
Which we know is finite.
exactly, to harnessing the incredible power of systems and habits. The sources put it nicely. Willpower is the fuel to get started, but systems are the tracks that keep you on course.
Tracks, I like that visual. So systems protect your goals.
In a way, yeah. They protect your pursuits by turning those things you feel you should do into things that, well, just happen almost automatically.
So it takes the daily decision-making burden off.
Precisely. It conserves that precious willpower and mental energy for other things. Think about a writer who doesn't wait for inspiration, but just has a system.
Right.
Write at this time, every day.
The manuscript gets written, inspired or not.
Or the athlete who trains consistently according to their schedule, even if they don't always feel 100%, they maintain their edge. Stability really comes from having robust systems in place.
Okay, so how do we build these systems? Does it have to be complicated?
Not at all. Actually, the advice is usually the opposite. First, start simple.
Don't try to overhaul your whole life overnight.
Please don't. Choose one habit, just one. Focus on making that automatic, really embedding it into your routine. Then, only then, add another layer.
Makes sense. Slow and steady. What's next?
Second, habit stacking. This is really powerful.
Stacking. Like attaching a new habit to one you already do.
Exactly. Like, after I pour my morning coffee existing habit, I will write down 3 ideas new habit. Your brain links them together. It becomes a sequence. Less effort needed over time.
Clever. Okay, third.
Third, design for failure. Or rather, designed to be fail-proof.
Meaning anticipate the obstacles.
Yes, what usually trips you up. Plan for it. If bad weather often stops your run, have an indoor workout ready as a backup. Don't let predictable hurdles break your streak.
Have a plan B. Got it.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Track your progress. Visually.
Like putting X's on a calendar.
Right.
Or using an app.
Yep. Or just a simple journal. Seeing that chain of success, that streak building, it's motivating. You won't want to break the chain.
That visual feedback loop helps. Okay, and finally.
Finally, and this loops back to the beginning, repetition is key. It might feel forced at first. You'll have to consciously remind yourself.
Over time.
After maybe a month, it gets easier. After 3 months, you might actually feel weird if you don't do it. After a year, people will ask you, wow, how are you so consistent?
And the answer isn't, I have amazing willpower.
It's, I have a system. I've built habits. It becomes part of who you are.
So ultimately, success isn't that one big heroic moment.
No, it's really thousands of small, repeated actions no one else sees. Those actions are habits, and habits are protected and nurtured by good systems.
When you stop wasting energy just trying to start.
You can put all that energy into improving, evolving. These quiet, steady systems become your path to growth, maybe even beyond expectations. They let you climb basically any mountain you choose.
Let's go even deeper now. There's this really profound idea in the sources. Every result in life is just the tip of the iceberg.
What you see on the surface.
Right. But the huge mass underneath, the part that really determines everything, that's your mindset.
It's not just what you do, but how you think about what you do.
Exactly. And it's not your circumstances that seal your fate, but how you choose to interpret those circumstances. The sources often contrast fixed versus growth mindsets,
Yeah, the fixed mindset says, this is just how I am. I can't change. I'm not good enough.
whereas the growth mindset says,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know this yet, but I can learn. Or I haven't succeeded yet, but I can improve day by day. It's a fundamental difference in perspective.
So how does mindset actually influence our responses day to day to failure or low motivation?
Well, think about failure. Does a setback make you blame yourself and just quit? Or do you look for the lesson and get back up?
Right.
When motivation tanks, which it will do, you just wait for inspiration to magically return. Or do you remind yourself that action actually creates motivation? It's not about pretending everything's great all the time.
No, not at all. It's about facing reality, acknowledging the difficulty, and still choosing a more empowering belief. It's that shift from asking, oh, how do I feel right now, to asking, okay, what's the right thing to do right now?
Because feelings change, but the right action is often clear.
Usually, yeah.
Now, this concept of taking 100% responsibility, that can feel heavy sometimes, can't it? Especially when things really do feel out of your control. How do the sources suggest balancing that?
It's a crucial point. It's not about pretending you control everything, because you don't. It's about shifting your focus from blaming others, circumstances, your past, to ownership.
So instead of, why me?
You start asking, okay, what can I do differently? What must I change to influence the outcome next time? Believing I am the one responsible for my results, that's where the power shifts.
You go from being a victim of circumstances to being the creator of your response.
Exactly. Mistakes become lessons, failures become feedback, struggles become, well, opportunities for growth, mirrors showing you where you need to develop.
So while you can't always control the weather or the economy or what someone else does,
You absolutely can control your response, your attitude, your decisions. And honestly, that's usually more than enough to rewrite the entire story.
that mindset shift also really reinforces that motivation follows action thing we talked about.
It does. When you take action, any action, you build motivation from seeing your own commitment in action, from seeing even tiny bits of progress.
Which brings us right back around full circle to repetition and mastery.
Yeah, the sources are clear. Mastery in almost anything isn't really about innate talent.
It's about,
Deliberate repetition.
Wow.
Simple, but not easy. A master isn't usually the person who is brilliant from day one.
as the person who didn't stop.
Didn't stop at the 10th try or the 50th. Kept going even after the 1000th repetition. That constant focused practice leads to unconscious precision. Skills become second nature, and that builds unshakable confidence.
There's that quote, the winner is not the one who starts with an advantage.
The winner is the one who never stops repeating the right thing until the results become inevitable. Powerful stuff. Hashtag outro.
Wow. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. To summarize this whole deep dive, your ability to achieve what you want, it's not really limited by outside factors nearly as much as we think.
Right, it comes down more to your internal game.
Your commitment to consistent action, taking those small, deliberate steps day in, day out, and really cultivating that empowered mindset we just talked about.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect from the start. It's about continuously choosing to show up, especially when it's tough.
So, maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, look, if you're still tuned in, if you've listened this far, something inside you genuinely wants to change, right? You probably don't need another book or another motivational video or someone else to fix things for you. The real battle, it isn't usually with your circumstances, it's internal.
It's that choice.
It's the choice to keep going even when it feels hard, even when you don't see results immediately. Just remember this. Every moment is a chance to begin again. Not tomorrow, not next week.
Right now.
Right now. So maybe the question to leave you with is, what's one small action, just one, you can take today, right after this, to prove to yourself that you are someone you can rely on?